This is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN with our first ever in-person episode of LXBN TV. Joining me today is Seattle attorney Tonya Gisselberg and author of the Seattle Copyright Watch. Today we're talking about the highly controversial and much talked about Stop Online Piracy Act. Tonya, starting off with the basics, can you walk us through, what you believe to be the most impactful provisions in the Stop Online Piracy Act?
Yes, I believe that the first provision to look at is the one in which the Attorney General can determine a site that's a foreign infringing site, and then once it makes that determination, notify internet businesses to stop traffic to that site. And this gives the Attorney General more power than the Attorney General currently has.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we're talking about things, they're expanding with businesses that are coming, international businesses. Basically what they're trying to do, my understanding is that they're just, trying to police the internet in a similar way that they're producing the real world. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the idea that sites can be shut down or taken down and revenue channels cut off just over the possibility of infringement with little examination. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding that, people saying it's going to ruin the internet and what have you. Do you think this will have the impact on the internet that people have, or do you think it's kind of overplayed a bit?
Well, I think it depends upon the amount of filtering that's done. It's really unclear to me from reading the Act how much filtering is going to be done. And I think that an implementation that goes too far in doing too much filtering is really going to have an impact on the internet. There was a recent decision by the European Court of Justice that addressed just this issue, and the European Court of Justice determined that the rights of copyright owners do not outweigh the rights of other people, such as businesses, individuals protecting their privacy in the free flow of information, and that the Justice Court said that there must be a fair balance between the copyright owner's rights and the rights of these other interests, and that, in their opinion, the filtering of all internet traffic to look for copyright infringers just did not strike a fair balance. And I think that's a good analysis. I think the SOPA does not strike a fair balance between the interests of copyright owners and the interests of everyone else using the internet.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And the big controversy has been, people have said, you're not taking into account this, all these new things, these new content producers. But the most basic thing is that, copyright protection is it's a constitutional thing, owning these property things. And it's not that, industries shouldn't have to industries or laws shouldn't have to bend to fit industries. Industries, have to bend to fit laws in that sense. So kind of closing things up, where do things stand right now, and do you see this act going into law?
Well, I don't know if it's going to go into law or not. The thing is, it doesn't really have broad support among copyright holders. For example, Microsoft doesn't support it, and neither does AT&T. And so, they're seeing some real problems with it. Being copyright owners, I think that people who have less interest in copyright and stronger interest in their business, like Google, Yahoo, those people have an even greater interest in not seeing it pass. And so there's on one side there is a huge number of people that have a really broad interest in seeing it not pass, and on the other side you have some waffling around among copyright owners, and they're definitely not united on that front.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. It's very interesting to watch. Yeah, like you said, Microsoft has come out kind of quietly been opposed to it, whereas Google, a lot of people have said that the technology industry wasn't involved in this, but at the same time, Google had some kind of impact in terms of being questioned on what should go into this. So it'll be very very interesting to watch. Once again, this is Tonya Gisselberg of the Seattle Copyright Watch. For more on the Stop Online Piracy Act, be sure to check out SeattleCopyrightWatch.com and of course LXBN.lexblog.com. Thanks, Tonya.
Thank you.